Alright, here we go. Let's see how we do today. Alrighty guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you make it, we're going to send out a little message, see if anybody wants to come in and join. So, pretty quick overview. So, right here, we had a good jump to the morning. You know, yeah, last Friday we closed about 407. Fiddled around a little bit at the end of the day and after hours. And this morning, pretty much what I expected. The big sell-off kind of came to an end. We jumped up pre-market. Didn't have as strong of a morning sell down. So my initial trade plans got kind of kaputted, but you know, had a pretty calm day so far in the Tesla world. Hey, what's up, Blake? I just saw you jumped in there pretty quick. So we're gonna see how we do for the end of the start of a new week. And happy Monday to you. I just got back into town. I had to run over. There's another town called Lawton, about 45 minutes away. Had to go to a doctor's appointment over there, then got back into town, went by UPS, pick up boxes to take into work after I get done here. But you know, having Monday being the only day off of your day job turns into Monday just being another day to get a whole ton of work done that you can't get during the week. So I'm still kind of shocked at how busy my work has been since all the pandemic stuff has started. It's rather unreal. It seems like it's starting to slow down a little bit, so hopefully here in the next, you know, going into the winter months, it'll chill out a little bit more and I will be able to get back to finishing videos. So I do actually have a another video planned on irrigation. I've got most of the shots all made. I just got to get time to stop myself long enough and put it all together, edit it up, and get it posted. So I think last Monday after I was on here, I went and got the last little bit of drone footage that I wanted, and I think from there I should have all the filming part of it done. So now we'll be looking at doing the editing here in the next week or two. Hopefully this coming weekend, actually. So anyways, on Tesla today, they came down, tested this it's looking like this 416, 415 area is gonna hold pretty good. I think the big thing everybody's gonna be watching for now will be obviously delivery numbers that should come out here at the either end of the week, possibly over the weekend, or Monday. I'd almost bet that they get released like Saturday or Sunday. So I'm kind of hoping they hold it off until after close on Friday. Right now I'm trying to whoops. So that's what happens when you push things wrong, when you think to silence your phone. But so what this week's main goal is going to be right now is getting back out of, I was needing Tesla to have closed above 415 last week, and they obviously didn't. So I took a little hit last week, but during the drop down I managed to buy a couple more shares. So I think anytime we get down into the 400s or upper threes, it's a good time to buy if you have the funds and are able. So I've got my average price down a little bit more, so we're staying in the green today. Right now I'm looking to try and have the market drop down a little bit, and that should give me a fill on these 407.50 and 405 put spread, and then I'm playing a long shot with a 405 400 for next week, trying to milk out as much as I can. Jumping over here to the option chain though, I was looking at this 397.50 and 395 spread. Now doesn't look like it's been moving any, so it may not have anybody really making a play on it. But if that could get up to $1, which right now it's floating around 90 cents, so let's just do this. We're gonna try put this order in right now, so anybody that's got a chance to watch, this is kind of how it's done. So down here you can see where I can, select my strike options. So what I do is look at my probability to be out of the money, which means pretty much that what's the probability that this option will expire worthless. So since I'm doing, it's cool, dude, but since I'm doing kind of being like the banker, or a good way to look at it is being the casino yourself. Most gamblers are going to lose their money, so why not be more like the casino and provide the money that, be the one that has more odds in your favor to win. So I found a pretty good range in the 60 to 65% probability to expire worthless. So what I do is I'll sell it right now, looking at selling a 397.50 strike put and then buying a 395. So that gives me a $2.50 wide risk total. But I want to try to take in $1. So that would mean I'm risking $1.50 per contract, or $150. Everything in options is multiplied by 100. So I'm looking to sell it for $1, which means I would want to take in $100 per contract. And what I'm doing by buying the 395 is giving me protection. So like last week I was in a 415 and 410 spread. What would have been the best outcome would be Tesla to close above 415, and I would have kept all the money there. But it closed under 410, so I wasn't able to roll out of it. Rolling's just buying the contract you currently are in back and selling another one later out. But work was pretty hectic, and I did not get a chance to get in and adjust my orders any. So I took a hit last week, which is the downside. That is the absolute downside of playing it this way. You win more often, but the losses are bigger usually than your wins. So it's a trickier deal there. So get back to this right now. If I can get $1 out of this, I would be risking $1.50. So trying to do 5 contracts, I would stand to make a maximum of $500 if I let it go to expiration and it stays, Tesla closes over 397.50 by the end of next week, which should be doable. But if it closed under 395, I could lose $750. Now I haven't played this $2.50 wide strike in a while, so this is kind of just a test, but we'll go ahead and send that through and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, like, good thing about this program, Thinkorswim, it will show where your order's kind of sitting in relation to the current stock price. So right now I need one of those quick drops and it'll get in and tell me where we're at. But right now, like I said, I use alerts for everything. So right now it's trading around 88 cents, so it needs to drop pretty hard and that will jump it back up. Now my 407.50 and 405 put for this week, it's getting closer. Ooh, but that jump up is running it away from me. So man, it's a tricky game. There's always, now if I wanted to get myself in a trade right now, I can lower my price. Like I could chase it down and take less money in, but then I'd be risking a larger amount of money on the backside if it goes against me. So I try to be more patient and let the market drop down, because it's always going to be moving up and down a bit. So finding that nice balance between patience enough to wait for it to drop down to where you want to get, and then you're scooping them up and making those sales as it drops down. Then as it gets some strength in and starts running back up, then you're already making profit very quickly. So last week I got myself greedy. I should have bought back the contract on Monday or Tuesday last week before Battery Day. I pretty much knew, I mean, based on the autonomy day, I knew there was a good chance that the stock would take a big hit afterwards. I was really hoping that people were overall smarter than they were last year during autonomy day, but such is not the case. Although over the weekend, a lot more things came out, like, oh, they have actually been making these sales, and they're further along than they implied at Battery Day. So we're back up to where we were. So of course, if I had, trader's dilemma, it's always, if you have more time or you knew what you knew then, you're always going to do better. But in this case, I just played it wrong. So take my hit and I'll get back in it, and I'll have that back by, most likely by the middle of October. I will be fully recovered from that little drop in the bucket. So the downside of this, trying to always adjust your strategy to fit current market conditions, which is very scary right now because they are changing almost daily, it seems like. It's just become probably the hardest time to learn the stock market is these current couple of months that we've been going through. Luckily, I started in 2018 and lost a bunch. Then last year, refined the strategy a bit and got turned on to Tesla, and I'm just a fan of it now, and I get in and do what I can. So yeah, I don't think we're going to get that end of the day drop like I'm hoping. So that right there, man, 407. Let's look at, so this is interesting to do. Let's look at what this current Friday's expectations are. So right now, that 410, 415 area, which is what I was in last week, that seems to be where the most action is. Now you can also see, 400, that's at 13,500 contracts traded on it today. Volume is today's trades that have happened on it. So 13,588 contracts traded today. Before today, there were 5,374 contracts out on this one strike. So it's a good idea. Another reason to learn a stock like Tesla is it has humongous amounts of volume. So let me minimize this, drop down to statistics. So today, over 500,000 contracts have gone through on Tesla. So it is a highly liquid ticker symbol, which means it's usually easier to get in and out of a position as long as you are in a trade that people want to either buy or sell. So, if you are holding on to a $500 call and the stock's at $420 and it expires tomorrow, nobody's going to buy that from you because it's not going to be worth anything in one day. The likelihood of it being worth something is so close to zero. But getting a little more risk and playing closer to current stock price, it does make it a little trickier, but it's easier to get it in and out of a position. So, man, I kind of want to adjust this trade for this week. So 110, we're down to 80. Oop. So I kind of have too many screens going on right now. And I've got to redo my desk. That's one of my big winter projects. So there we go. Okay. I got to lean over to see the inside of that screen. So right now, this is what we were looking at. This 407. Now, when I opened this position, it was around 59, 60%. So it is. Stock has gone up since then. So the probability of it being out of the money has gone higher, since it is more likely to be worthless at the end of the day. So I've been hoping to get $1.10, and right now it's at 82 cents. So what I'm probably going to try to do here is, let me look back over here. I think all my others were for next week. Yeah. So if we bump this guy up, 415, sell the 415, buy the 410. Right now it's going for $2.02. So that's a little less than what I like to try and get out of them. Let me do this. Ooh, I'm gonna have to change that here. So this is how I make an alert. So right now it's trading about $2. I want to see if it'll hit $2.20. If it hits $2.20, I'm probably going to go ahead and jump in on that and see if we get filled. So the idea is always to have patience and let the market come to you. The more you can get drilled into your head that you don't have to always jump right into something. That was the biggest thing I learned in the whole first year I was doing this. I would hear about something or try to get in a trade, and I always wanted to be the first one in, and then as the day goes on, it just fell apart during the day. But if you get patience, wait a little bit, a lot of times things are going to drop back down, come closer to you. So man, we might end up having another one of these end of day pushes where we're just going to run up all the way to close, and can't do anything about that. But when that does happen, I just use it to inform the day's activities and then have a better plan going into tomorrow. So really, a lot of times the best time to get actually filled on a trade like this is during the first 15 to 30 minutes of a day. That's when the volume is maxed out. There's more hype going on. You can usually milk a little more out of the contracts. And then as the day goes on, there's also what is called volatility. So in the morning, everybody's pumped up and hyped up. It's kind of how I think of it. Everybody's trying to jump in, run in, and get their piece of it. And so the volatility's jumped up, and then as we get through the day, everybody, eats their lunch, and then they get chill, and then they relax a little bit. So the volatility calms on down, and then the prices actually reflect that, and they will drop as well. So if you are very confident of what you believe the close is going to be, you can jump into a position in the first 15-30 minutes of the day and get more out of it and have it be worth less at the end of it, which it sounds totally backwards the way I do it. I do not do much buy low and sell high. I flip it and try to sell high, then buy low. Took me a while to get that through my head, but once I did, oops, see, there we go. That's what we were waiting for. Let's zoom in. See, so last 10 to 15 minutes of the day, if there's a heavy amount of day traders actually in a position, they will try to get out of their position at the end of the day. And what will happen then is you will see a lot more selling. So somebody buys a position early in the day, they will want to get out of it by the end of the day. Has to do with margin and a lot of people just wanting to minimize the overnight risk that it's been ridiculous the past few months. But say you have $25,000 in your account, the broker will actually let you trade $100,000 worth of stock during the day, but then overnight that'll drop down to $50,000 worth. So if at 8:30, I'm in Central Time, if right at market open, 8:30 for me, 9:30 Eastern, you bought $100,000 of Tesla stock and you held it till the end of the day, your broker is going to hit you with major fees because you're twice over what your overnight margin carry is. So a lot of day traders will load up in the morning. Towards the afternoon, they will sell out of a position, even if they have to take a loss if it didn't do what they wanted. So we will see if we get a good sell-off push down here into the end of the day, we might get filled on a position here. Oh, see, and now this 415, 410 spread is getting up to 210, 250. Let's see if we can get filled at 2 1/4. And that's wanted to stay over 415. You know, that's I will admit I'm losing some of my confidence on that. So let's see. Let's adjust down. See what 410, 405s, $1.70. So that is a safer play, but I'm still not 100% confident this week. I'm about 65% confident that going into the end of this week, Wednesday and Thursday, I'll almost bet there's going to be a pretty steady climb up in Tesla stock, especially if Elon tweets more about delivery numbers. Most people are pretty confident that Tesla as a company already knows that they have a new record quarter, but now it's going to be, are they going to hit 144? Are they going to hit 150? If they hit 150,000 deliveries this quarter, it's just going to take off and fly for the next several weeks going into earnings at the end of the month. So, man, I think a lot of the battery day hype has actually fizzled down. So, you know, I might have to take a little bit less on some of my trades and possibly just be in a position, but not trying to squeeze out every single dollar that I can from it. And I don't know. Okay, let's do this. Let's do 2, but since I'm less confident, I'm going to drop quantities to 3 contracts at $2 a piece. So, yeah. Okay, so we're going to see how that looks now. So, see, that gets us much closer. So now we need one good little drop. If we drop back down to like the 418 area, man, that was something crazy. It'll be a good little while before that ever happens, but I've got much smaller goals. But I think we might get lucky on this one here. So, thanks for stopping by, Blake. And I want to say this week or next week, I may be able to make it by one of y'all's Friday nights. I just get so exhausted by the end of the week, Friday and Saturdays. are ridiculously hard for me to keep the energy up to be at all social and try to hang out with you guys. So one of these days it's going to be back there. I won't be dead tired at the end of the week. So thank you much for hanging out for a bit. Oh, I think if we break down 420, dude, I will say I've been doing the same job now for a while. Like, I was just thinking about that today. I think I'm at 11 years, pretty well straight, and I hardly ever take days off or vacation other than days that the store's actually closed. Like today we're closed and I'm going into work after about 30-40 minutes from now when I get done here. So but I have never seen a year like this. So this is a completely new situation. It's utterly unreal, but we'll get through it. Everybody's gonna learn a new thing, and it'll be fun here in the next couple of weeks. I think as soon as the weather starts to turn a little bit more and people don't want to be outside as much, so that's going to help out quite a bit. Ooh, we're getting close. It's dancing right there, man. Oh, this is going to be a good one. We might get lucky here. So nope. Okay, so let's make some quick little adjustments here. What is that one doing? So if that's for next week, you know what? I'm probably going to just let that ride out the end of the day, and most likely I'll see what happens pre-market tomorrow. And usually what I do, if I don't get filled one day, if the next morning the situation looks mostly the same, like something hasn't gone haywire in the overall market, or we don't get a new coronavirus craziness, I'll usually try and open the next day with the same order and try to get in on that morning volatility and try to get a fill right there quickly, and if not, cancel it within an hour of being open. But Tuesdays are a madhouse at work, so I'm not able to babysit and watch the trade so much, so I'll set a timer in on it, so if it's not filled by an hour after open, it'll automatically cancel itself, and gives me a little bit of peace of mind for the rest of the day. But then we get into the week. Thursdays and Fridays are actually not too bad for getting a trade opened for the next week. For some reason there seems to be a higher amount of volatility those last 2 days of the week, and ew, that's ugly. There we go. Well, I think we're going to hold the 420. We might push hard right up into 421. There's a lot of people looking to sell there at 420.70, 420.80s. But we are coming into it pretty hot. 25 seconds left. Yeah, look at all those buyers are coming in. We're going to close over. Are we going to hit 421 for the day? Oh man. Countdown. And, yeah, held 421 into close. Interesting. Hey Jeremy, I just looked over and saw you there. Well, so that's what happens at the end of a day when nothing gets filled. It'll automatically go in and say that it cancels all of these trades, and I get these little messages up here. So those all expired. They get to be automatically canceled, and then we get to think about the next day. And so right now, what I'll give a quick recap of like my end of the day plan. I'll watch this going into 7 to 8 o'clock my time. Post market hours will trade for another 3 hours. So we'll see where we end up. If we're in the 420 to 425 range at the end of the day today, and then tomorrow morning we open up and we stay in that 420 to 430 range, most likely I will put the same, at least 2 of the same trades in, just to see if I can get them filled there in the early couple of minutes tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a pretty battleground week, I believe. A lot of people are going to be looking towards the delivery numbers coming into the end of the week, and I think now there's been enough time that people have started to make more of an attempt to understand what was presented at Battery Day, and they're going to realize that a 10-year plan just got laid out for everybody, and watch Tesla execute over the next 2 to 5 years. It's going to be insane. I am seriously considering moving to Austin and trying to get in with them at the Gigafactory down there. I think it would be really cool to do something more with this company. Obviously I got Cybertruck coming and I want to do a lot of cool stuff with that, but this is a truly exciting company and I really want to get in and help them do what they are trying to do and really change the world instead of just sell motorcycle and side-by-side parts to people. So I really like helping my customers, but there is something to be said for having a more ambitious life goal, I guess, and I'm really impressed with what Tesla has been trying to do. So I don't know, we'll see how the next couple months play out. So, well guys, thank you all for swinging by again, and today was pretty hectic. I was not even sure if I'd make it over here in time today, but squeezed in just barely. So Blake and Jeremy, both you guys, thanks for coming in and saying hi. And I think I'm gonna take off here in a minute. I've got to go into work and try and finish a shipment for a guy in Egypt, and he has been bugging me for a while, and the work week has just been too hectic. So I think I'm gonna have to go in on my day off here and get his stuff packed up and get all the customs forms ready to go so I can help him out and try to get his parts on the way headed to him. So, well, if nobody else got any pressing questions, we'll be back here next Monday. Should be fairly normal for me next week. We don't have as pressing of a morning, so good times. Thank you guys for hanging out, and swing in next week. I will try to make it through to both of you guys' channels sometime this week, assuming I can get off of work in time. Alrighty guys, thank you all, goodbye.